Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and today I'm going to try to remove this corral. I don't have any livestock, and I don't plan on getting any anytime soon. Even though my daughter would like a horse, that's just not something I want to do right now. So I'm going to see if I can pull this out of the ground and let this open up into part of our hay fields. We've got hay here, we've got hay right on the other side of it. And another reason is I want to try to improve the property's drainage by digging drain lines that run from the top of the hill down to the pond. And this is right in the way where those lines need to run. So I don't know if these are concreted in. I don't know how hard they're going to be to pull. I mean, I'm not even sure if I can pull them at all. Hopefully by the end of the day and by the end of this video, all this is opened up. So let's get started. The first part of this fence came out of the ground pretty easy, and I was able to get straight in line with it, which made it easier. Once we get down by the swing set, I can't get a good angle to lift it up high enough, and I wanted to move the swing set, but we had just spent the weekend doing a big cleanup project around the yard, and part of that was getting the swing set permanently staked into the ground with some 4-foot rebar. So that just made this a little more challenging. At this point, I've lifted each section up and got it loosened out of the ground. So I went back to the other end and started to lift and push. And I was able to pretty easily lay all the sections over until I got back up to where the swing set is. And then I couldn't get a straight shot to lift and push. And at an angle, I couldn't force the poles out of the ground. So I decided to go around to the other side and try to lift and pull from the back. While I'm hooking up this chain, it seems like a good time to remind you that if you enjoy these videos, it really helps me out a lot if you hit the like button or leave a comment or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks a lot. When I got this pushed over and I saw how long it was and how heavy it was, I honestly didn't think I'd be able to pull it. All right, part of the goal here has been to see if we could salvage some of this. Maybe someone else will have a use for it, but I mean, we definitely damaged some parts of that, but hopefully some of it's still usable. This smaller section here has a better chance of being salvageable because it'll be easier to pull out. The gate should definitely be savable, and that will pull off really easy. But obviously I can't pull this out in the L shape, and there's already 3 out of 6 of the pipes connecting these sections are already broke on this side. So I'm gonna cut the remaining sections on this side. I've got a grinder down here. I'm gonna cut those off. I'm gonna lift off the gate, then lift off this section. Then this section will be a little bit shorter version of what we just did. All right, I cut through that about 3/4 of the way. It's kind of hard to get clearance there, and I don't want it to drop on me if I cut all the way through. So I'm gonna see if I can pop it off with the forks. All right, so this whole section came apart in pieces. Everything I tried to pull on just snapped off. So I'll probably drag all these pieces off with the grapple instead of trying to wrap a chain around each piece or try to balance it on the forks. So when I get the other section off and pulled up there, then I'll get the grapple and try to grab each of these pieces and pull up. All of this is definitely just scrap metal as far as I can see. All right, so the good news is I got all of that corral pulled out of the ground. All of it's drug over here. I've created myself 2 more jobs that have to be done now. First, I'd say the majority of all this is junk. There's not gonna be any way to reuse most of this. So I've got to break it into sections that'll fit in one of the trailers or on the flatbed so I can haul it off. And that'll be a job, but also cleaning up the area that this came from is still a job. So last year I was using this area right here as a firewood processing area. Then we hit the rainy season and it turned into a mud pit and I couldn't work down there. So now I've got all these log chunks that I didn't go get because it was too muddy and all that kind of stuff buried in here. Now I've got holes where all these posts were and those need filled in. Also there's a big dip right where that fence line was, and that all needs leveled off. So I'm getting a truckload of dirt tomorrow. So most likely tomorrow I'll get all the junk cleared out of here, mow it down, and then I'll put a load of dirt in here and level this all across so that it's a usable space. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. Just a minute, you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.